Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're making this rusty, abandoned AC with procedural materials in Blender. Let's dive in. Start with the cube and reshape it to form the main body of the AC. Once the shape is ready, apply the scale and add a bevel modifier. Set the amount to 0.1 and segments to 2. Then go to Edit mode, subdivide it with 7 cuts, and apply the bevel modifier. Next, switch to Face mode and select the faces like this. Inset them slightly, then extrude them inwards. Inset again, right-click, go to Loop Tools, and choose Circle. Scale it down, then extrude it inwards. Once you're done, delete the faces, add some loop cuts, and bevel the edges. Now add a subsurface modifier and set the viewport levels to 2. Next, go to one of the AC sides, select these faces, and subdivide them once. After that, select the faces like this, inset them slightly, and extrude them inwards. Finally, add some loop cuts and delete the faces. Now go to the other side and select the faces like this. Press and hold Ctrl to select the faces. Now inset the faces inwards just a bit, then extrude them inwards. Add some loop cuts to refine it. Next, bring in another cube and follow along. This is what we're aiming for. Once you're done with that, add a cylinder and set the vertices to 6. Move it to the center of the hole, scale it down, and add loop cuts. Switch to Face mode, select the faces like this, and inset them. Extrude them out by pressing Alt-E, then choose Extrude Faces along normals. If needed, use Alt-S to scale it up. Next, add a subsurface modifier with the viewport level set to 2, and then add a simple deform modifier. If your faces are still selected, scale them up on the Y-axis. Finally, set the simple deform modifier's axis to Z and shade it smooth. Add another cylinder and reshape it like this. When you're done, move it in like this. Then, use Alt-D to duplicate the cylinder so that the object has one geometry. To repeat your last command, press Shift-R. Select everything and hide them by pressing H, then add a cube. Go to Face mode and select the faces like this, then delete them. Switch to Object mode, add a Solidify modifier, set the thickness to 0.1 and check Even Thickness. Duplicate the cube, rotate it on the X-axis by 90 degrees, move it up, and scale it along the X-axis. Switch to Wireframe mode, select the vertices of the first cube, and move them down. Apply the Solidify modifier, add some loop cuts, and then add a subsurface modifier with the viewport level set to 2. Once you're done, select both objects and combine them by pressing Ctrl-J. Press Alt-H to unhide the other objects. Now, scale the ACC stand down and adjust its shape like this. Head over to the Shading tab and create a new material. Add a noise texture, then select it and press Ctrl-T to set up the node wrangler if you have it enabled. Make sure the texture coordinate node is set to object and connect it to the mapping node's vector input. Next, add a color ramp and connect the noise texture's factor to the color ramp's factor. Then, link the color ramp to the base color of the principal BSDF shader. As you can see, we're already getting some results. Now, adjust the black and white color stops on the color ramp. The black represents the rusty parts. If you increase the scale on the noise texture, you'll get more rust, but the details might look too small. So, I'll set mine to 1 to keep it large and noticeable. Duplicate the color ramp 2 more times and connect the noise texture factor to the color ramp factor. Set the first one to constant and the second one to ease. Then add a mixed color shader. Connect the first color ramp color to the mixed color factor and change color A to a darker orange to give us that rusty look. The material looks a bit flat, so let's add a bump node. Connect the color ramp to the height of the bump node. Now we're starting to see some bump details. The strength looks too high, so let's reduce it to 0.5. On the noise texture, increase the detail to 15 or 20 to give it that rusty, rough look. Now on the third color ramp, press and hold Ctrl-Shift, then click on it to preview. Add a new color stop and adjust it like this. Duplicate the mixed color node and set it to multiply. Connect the second color ramp to the B socket of the new mixed color node. Now I'd like to add a shadow line to it. So preview the second color ramp again, add a new color stop and adjust it like this. Then change the new color stop's color to white. Add a new mixed color node and connect it to the principled BSDF roughness. Then connect the first mixed color to its factor. If you change color A to black, the rusty parts will become reflective, but that's not what we want. So change it back to white. For a rusty object, I think it should have some dirt on it. So duplicate the mixed color node and the noise texture. Increase the noise texture scale to 10 and connect it to the mixed color factor. Change the color to something like a darker green, then connect it to the B socket of the first mixed color. I think the dirt effect is too much, so let's reduce it. Just play around with the settings until you get the result you like. If you want to make the model look old and rusty like this, go to the first noise texture and increase the scale to around 10. Then adjust the black and white color stops on the first color ramp to get the desired effect. And that's a wrap. We've transformed this model into a seriously rusty, old school beast. If you love the process, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more epic 3D tricks. Got questions or ideas? Let me know down below. I'm always down to chat. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay creative.